Shocking changes to the Lakers system under JJ Redick revealed. That's right, folks. The strategies have a new look and promise to completely transform the team. I'm Guilherme, owner of the channel The Lakers TV, and today I'm going to tell you all about these changes that could change the course of the Lakers season. And let's get to today's news. But first, just make sure you're already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to the Lakers. Turn on the notification bell and select the All option. Then we'll send you everything breaking that comes out behind the scenes of the Lakers. Lakers fans, we have a goal of 50 likes to hit this video. In the last video we hit the goal in less than an hour. Prove that you're Lakers fans and leave a like so we can hit this goal soon. After the signing of JJ Redick, we all knew that the Lakers would bring significant changes to their style of play. Compared to his former coach Darvin Ham, Redick brings a different approach, more focused on three-point shooting and heavy use of data analysis. This new perspective is reflected not only in the offense, but in the entire team's behavior on the court. Of course, the transition would not be immediate. We are still in the early stages of the preseason, and adjustments like these take time to consolidate. However, it is already possible to notice some changes in certain aspects of the Lakers' game. With that in mind, I would like to highlight 3 main points that have stood out so far. Although the team is testing several things, these are, for me, the areas where we see the most effort in implementing and seeking improvements. The first aspect that stands out is the issue of offensive rebounding. Last season, the Lakers ranked last in the league in this category, averaging just 8.2 offensive rebounds per game. This does not reflect the quality of the roster. After all, players like Anthony Davis, Christian Wood, and Jackson Hayes have the potential to be great rebounders. However, the excessive focus on getting back on defense quickly ended up hurting this part of the game, without actually strengthening the defense as expected. Now, with Redick in charge, it seems that there is a clear attempt to better balance the transitions between offense and defense with more attention to offensive rebounds. They still have a long way to go, but the intention to improve this area is quite evident. The second point is the increased use of three-point shots. As expected, Redick is bringing his experience as one of the best shooters in the NBA to the Lakers game system. The team has experienced greater freedom to attempt long-range shots, something that was not always a priority under Ham's leadership. Of course, it is not perfect yet, but the change in philosophy is happening. Finally, the third point is the way they are using Anthony Davis on offense. Instead of focusing so much on pick-and-roll plays or positioning him solely in the low post, they're exploring his ability to facilitate plays almost as an offensive hub. Davis has shown great ability to pass the ball in strategic situations, which opens up space for cutters like LeBron and shooters positioned on the perimeter. This takes the opposing defense out of their comfort zone and creates new offensive opportunities. Those are, in my opinion, the 3 biggest changes the Lakers are trying to implement under Redick. There's still a lot to work on, and we can't expect perfect execution during the offseason, but it's interesting to see how the team is evolving and experimenting with new approaches. Now tell me, what do you think of these changes so far? Do you agree that these are areas that need more attention? So far, the focus on offensive rebounding has been one of the biggest changes in the Lakers' approach this offseason. This was once an area where the team clearly didn't prioritize, but now it's noticeable that the effort to dominate the offensive glass is starting to show. What once seemed like Anthony Davis's one-man battle around the rim is now involving more players, especially the forwards, who are being encouraged to participate more actively in this aspect of the game. The team is already showing small improvements. They are grabbing on average 9.3 offensive rebounds per game in the preseason, a slight improvement over their previous performance. This may seem like modest progress, but in practice, this represents a step in the right direction, especially when you consider that many of those rebounds are coming in the first half, when the key players are on the court. This increase is notable, especially considering the team's recent history. Players like Rui Hachimura and Max Christie have been key in this effort. Hachimura, for example, is grabbing 6.3 rebounds per game in just 22.7 minutes of court time during the preseason. For comparison, last season he averaged 4.3 rebounds in almost 27 minutes per game. That 2-rebound difference, even though he's playing fewer minutes, shows a clear improvement in the role he's playing. It's an improvement not only for him as a player, but also for the team as a whole, which is getting more possession and more chances to score. Another interesting example is Dotan Connect, who is grabbing almost 3 offensive rebounds every 36 minutes. That kind of performance from a forward is something we haven't seen in recent seasons, and it only reinforces the team's new mindset. They're clearly trying something different, and so far, I think this shift in focus to offensive rebounding is a positive. Now, another important issue is the volume of three-point shots. Last season, the Lakers were among the 3 worst teams in the league in that regard, attempting just 31.4 per game, ranking 28th in the NBA. However, they excelled in efficiency, with a 37.7% shooting percentage, the 8th best in the league. This shows that while they were taking fewer shots, they were efficient when they did. Imagine the impact they could have if they increased their shooting volume. Redick seems to be aware of this, and I expect that in addition to rebounding, we will see more focus on increasing that shooting volume. If they can maintain the same efficiency while also increasing their shooting volume, the potential for offensive growth will be significant. What do you think of these changes so far? Will this increased focus on rebounding and potential increase in three-point shooting make the impact the Lakers need? When the Lakers signed JJ Redick, we knew one thing was for sure: three-point shooting would become a priority. Redick, a top 10 long-range shooter of all time, has built his NBA career on that S. It's no surprise that he's bringing that focus to the team, and we're already starting to see the results. One of the most noticeable changes has been the increase in three-point attempts. During the preseason, the Lakers are shooting an average of 38.7 threes per game, which would already put them in the top 5 in the NBA compared to last season. Of course, it's the preseason, and the numbers may fluctuate a bit, but this is a clear indication that the team is willing to embrace this new philosophy. Redick has said he would like to see the team attempt 5 or 6 more threes per game than last season, when they averaged 31.4. If they can keep that pace up, they would be around 37 per game. And from what we saw in the preseason, they are already exceeding that goal with the 39 shots they are currently attempting. What's interesting about this change in approach is that the Lakers have a roster that can execute this strategy well. D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Max Christie have all proven to be reliable shooters. Even LeBron James, who had a good shooting percentage last year, continues to be a key player in this regard. And if they can maintain the efficiency of last season, when they ranked 8th in shooting percentage at 37.7%, that increase in volume could really transform the team's offense. Now, what stands out to me the most is the way Anthony Davis is being used offensively. Redick has been exploring 2 different ways to involve him in the offense: as an offensive hub, in the vein of players like Nikola Jokic and Domantas Sabonis, and as a three-point shooter. We've gotten a taste of both approaches in preseason games, albeit in limited form. This versatility in using Davis could be a big difference maker for the Lakers this season. He's already proven to be a dominant force in the paint, but expanding his role beyond that, whether it's facilitating plays or spacing the floor with his shot, gives the team tactical flexibility that could surprise many opponents. What do you think of these changes to the team? Do you think this increased focus on three-point shooting and Anthony Davis's new role can take the Lakers to the next level? When it comes to Anthony Davis's role in three-point shooting, it's impossible not to notice the increase in his attempts. So far, he's attempted 3.5 per game, which is a significant jump from the 1.8 we saw last season. That one. 5-shot increase per game shows he's more willing to test that aspect of his game, even if his efficiency hasn't yet shown up. He's shooting just 14.3% so far. There's still work to be done, of course, but the fact that he's been positioning himself more at the three-point line suggests the team wants to see him as a spacer. The big question is whether that's really the best way to use him. Playing Davis more as a catch-and-shoot player, waiting to receive the ball and shoot, hasn't been his trademark in recent years. The last time we saw him really effective in that role was in the bubble, when he looked comfortable shooting from distance. Now, can Redick unlock that part of his game again? I'm not the biggest fan of that idea, but it's interesting to see the team trying to explore new angles for his role. However, what has caught my attention most is not the increase in three-point shooting, but rather the use of Davis as an offensive hub when he plays center. This approach, which is very reminiscent of what Nikola Jokic and Domantas Sabonis do, has been one of the most intriguing changes to his game. He essentially receives the ball in the high post or near the free throw line, and the team runs plays around him. This takes advantage of his passing ability, something we don't always associate with Davis, but which is becoming one of the strongest points of his game. Last season, Davis averaged a career-high 3.5 assists per game. He's reading the game in a much more mature way, and that's led to a more fluid and efficient offense. His passing often leads directly to a basket or a clear scoring opportunity. To me, this may not be the best way to use him all the time, but it works. and works very well, and it benefits him in a number of ways, putting him in a different area of the court, away from the rim, forces his defenders to guard him on the move, which is an advantage for Davis, who has the ability to take his opponents off the dribble. It takes him away from the constant physical clash in the paint and gives the team a new dimension on offense. What do you think of this new dynamic for Davis? Will he rediscover his long-range touch, or will his passing ability be the key to the new season? I can't wait to see how it all plays out. This new way of utilizing Anthony Davis has a very positive impact on the team as a whole. When the play goes through him, it naturally opens up space for other players, and the one who benefits the most from this is LeBron James. Imagine LeBron cutting to the basket, receiving a pass from Davis without a rim protector to contest it. This translates into easy points or often fouls. Additionally, the attention that Davis draws in the midcourt also frees up three-point shooters like D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Max Christie, further expanding the team's offensive capabilities. In my opinion, this is an excellent addition to the Lakers' offense. What makes this change so interesting is that previously, the team primarily used Davis in pick-and-roll plays. That's still part of the plan, of course, but he wasn't exactly the focal point, just the final piece to finish the play, whether with a dunk or an alley-oop. When he was placed in the low post, there was often a risk of double teaming. While Davis was good at passing the ball in these situations, it didn't allow the offense to flow efficiently around him. Now, the scenario is different. This new approach, using him more as an offensive pivot with the game flowing around him, has brought a different dimension to the Lakers' offense. Not only does this make the team more dynamic, but it also makes it unpredictable for opposing defenses, which is always a plus. With Redick leading the way, we're clearly seeing an effort to create more opportunities both inside and outside the paint. So far, the three biggest changes to the Lakers system have been these: more three-pointers, a greater focus on offensive rebounding, and a different way of integrating Davis into the offense. Sure, he still shoots his three-pointers as a power forward, but the big thing for me has been his new role as an offensive center. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think of this new system? What changes have you noticed in his game so far? Leave a comment below, and let's talk about it. Thank you for watching this far. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the next content. Access our playlist now that will appear on the screen or in the pinned comment with all the latest news and updates from the Lakers, and stay up to date with the behind-the-scenes, highlights, last-minute controversies, transfers, everything about the Los Angeles Lakers team. Until the next video.